I have Mitch Paola of the Portland Piano Company visiting with me today about his digital marketing experience with us. Mitch has been a regional manager for Sherman Clay, the world's largest retailer of pianos back in the day. Not that long ago, actually. He's also more recently been the dealer principal for Portland Piano Company and the Eugene Piano Company, just to the north of him. And he's experienced in all phases of the piano business and a longtime business friend for decades. Mitch, thanks for being here.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
I'm going to start by asking you a very general question. Just let us know a little bit about your lead flow experience so far.
Well, when we started a few years ago, I was a little skeptical, just because obviously spending more money in advertising is always something you worry about. But trusted Jack and his team, Joey, with trying something that what I was thinking is that we were getting into a whole new arena to advertise and reach customers. And in the beginning, it started a little slow, but I knew it had to be a long-term commitment, and we stuck with it. And I'm really, really happy that we did. We've been able to refine it continually, and the leads just continue to get better and more refined and higher quality leads as time has gone on. So we're very, very pleased with the how this has progressed and how it's going.
Well, Mitch, talk to us about the quantity of leads that you had previous to lead flow and then after you got into the program.
So we did traditional advertising like everybody else, probably, with a little bit of radio, sponsorships, some newspaper for an event, or obviously mailers for events. We always were very connected in the community, so we looked upon referrals as another big part of our advertising. But as far as what we were getting on a daily basis, and now what we get on a daily basis through lead flow, I would say is just a huge difference. Lead flow generates us at least a couple new leads a day, and that has really changed how we do business and how we're doing business. What I look to how we're going to do business down the road. So it's been a huge difference, and quite a few more leads that we see on a daily basis instead of waiting around for leads that might come in via a teacher or a referral, or obviously when we're doing a big event.
So it was a little bit of a departure from the norm and the traditional stuff. What was it like incorporating the follow-up routine or protocol into your culture there?
It was a little bit of getting used to. It's not really a cold call because they actually are obviously filling out a form, but a lot of times it seemed like it was a cold call in some ways, either by making the phone call or sending the email. So we played with that, how we responded to them, what we said to them, and I think we've got it down to a pretty good. We use a couple different methods depending on what they're looking at, and if they're, what we feel maybe their hot button might be depending on how they fill out the form. But it was a little bit of getting used to. But again, the way I looked at it is you got to stick with something for a period of time instead of just doing it for a month or two and saying, hey, it's not working. So we worked with it, refined our responses, the phone calls that we made back to the leads, and I think we're getting better and better at it as our close ratio has over. I was just looking at it, and the close ratio has gone up significantly over the last, I would say, 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, and let's be honest, you've seen us grow too. We were kind of like Kirk and Spock going where no other piano marketing people had ever gone before, and we knew we were onto something important, but we didn't really know. And still, uh, uh, our learning, and our greatest natural resources are our clients. And that's once more why we thank you for helping us learn on your behalf. Now I'm going to put myself on the spot. So how's your service been?
Service has been great. Every time I come up with something that I see as a glitch or something that we need to fix, you and Joey are right on top of it, and we get it fixed. And if there or refined, I wouldn't say there's been really any major problems. It just is more refinements, like, hey, let's try this, and you guys have been really receptive to try different things, and we're seeing again the results of that. We're seeing a higher close ratio than when we first started. And so as far as your service has been fantastic. And as you know, as you mentioned earlier, we've known each other for a long time, Jack, and so we've got a good relationship. But this was a new field that we were entering into.
Yeah.
We both were kind of like, how's this going to work and what do we do? But it's I've enjoyed working with both you and Joey, how professional you guys are. And, again, I come up with some crazy ideas and you guys sometimes say, no, that won't work. But a lot of times you say, yeah, let's roll with it and see what happens.
Well, and Brenda and Tom have been open-minded. They've really embraced trying to help us learn how to make the opportunity better for them too. So, it's a team effort. I mean, it's like anything of any great value. It takes a lot of people pulling in the same direction. And well, just one more question, and then I'll ask you to wrap things up. But you've been one of our clients who has experienced both event flow and lead flow. And so, is there anything major different between those two things?
Not really, not how we deal with the customers. I think that the biggest thing with the lead, obviously the event flow, you're working hard and getting those customers in the door for the event and trying to sell them that weekend. What I really like about the lead flow is that it's just a consistent amount of traffic that we get on a regular basis, and it doesn't all come in at one time, and it just makes our business more manageable and more consistent, to where we're not like, oh, what are we going to do this month or next month, and kind of rely on the event to keep us going. The lead flow has been just done wonders from the sense of just giving us a regular business, every month. So, but as far as the operational level of it, no, I mean, they both work wonderfully. And we do both, and we still find time that we've got to do those events in a given year. But we don't have to be worrying about doing them every single month, because the lead flow gives us those leads. And then those leads actually, if we do come up with the event later on in 2 or 3 months down the road, we see some of those leads buying during those event times. So it works really actually very well together.
After they've been in the pipeline for a while.
Correct.
Yeah, and you've deepened the relationship a little bit. Well, Mitch, once more, thanks for taking your time. I know how busy you are, and like all independent business people, you got to wear a lot of different hats. And so thanks for scheduling. Thanks for sharing. Is there anything that you would like to tell the people out there who are any nuggets of wisdom, anything you'd like to tell the people who are either using or considering using lead flow before we let you get back to your other many duties?
Well, like you and I have talked, and Joey, I would say if you're using it already, just make sure you're maximizing it and finding, if you're not getting a response with the way you're writing an email or making a phone call, try something different. Keep trying until you actually get a response from a client, because you just never, everybody's a little different in how they respond or what their hot buttons are. So keep trying, don't give up, because these are usually, I would, of course, there's going to be always those a small amount. They're going to be, I'm just looking. I just was trying to get an idea of value. I have sometimes we'll get once in a while. They'll say, I have a piano that I was looking to sell. But for the most part, these are really, really good, viable leads. And it's a matter of getting that relationship built and finding ways to connect with that person. So if you're using it, find new ways to communicate, either through an email or a phone call, and don't give up on that customer, because we see that they do eventually come in, and if you do a good job, you'll sell them. For those that haven't tried it, I recommend it. It's our business wouldn't be the same today without it. And I thank Jack and Joey for what they've done and the partnership and the teamwork we've had with my staff, Brenda and Tom. It's made a huge difference in my company and the success that we've had. Where, you see trends out there, in the piano business. Some are doing well, some are not doing well. And I think this has a lot to do with those that are doing well are trying things like this and being successful with this kind of advertising, because that's where we are in the 21st century.
Oh, Prospects International Nation, that's Mitch up in the Portland and Eugene markets, and he's been a valued business friend for years and years. Mitch, don't hold back on those crazy ideas. I know you get outside of the box every once in a while, but we can handle it. Don't keep it to yourself, and we'll be bothering you in the future just to make sure you're happy.
That's awesome. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate your time today.
Okay, thank you, Mitch. We appreciate yours.